My name is Raj, and I am going to be doing my project about steganography. This is for ISAP 470, the Cybersecurity Capstone, System Security, and this is for my individual project. We're going to be taking a look at steganography, how to embed files into images, and security implications of that. Okay, so next we're going to be talking about what is steganography. So steganography is the process of hiding files inside of another file. For example, taking an image and embedding a text message inside of that using the pixels. So steganography is often described as the cousin of cryptography, and the reason for that is cryptography is used to encrypt the message, preventing from being read, and steganography is used in hand to hide the message so it's not, no one knows it's there. And we're going to be talking about the security implications of that. So steganography is not a new concept. It's been around since the 900 BCs and got its name around the 1400s. So steganography started as Roman and Greek soldiers shaving their heads and shaving the heads of slaves and writing messages on it, and then sending it to their location after they let the hair grow back, sending them to the new location, shaving the head, and the message was there, unseen. As time progressed, so did steganography. In the Revolutionary War, we started seeing it be used with American spies and British spies, writing in between the lines and between words with invisible ink. So there are different methods of steganography: text, image, audio, video. Each of them differ just a little bit. Text steganography we've seen used for malware attacks. We saw a Windows zero-day exploit be taken advantage of in 2010 simply by putting the malware inside a text font, and then once that text font was executed, it would affect the root of the program, the root folder. So audio and video, you'll normally see just the LSB method, least significant bit, where they take the last bit of the image or file, the video or audio file, and change it. It's not distinguishable to the human ear, so we won't even notice it's in there. For audio, we could even see people take images, convert it into audio sound bites using a program like Audacity and embedding it in songs already. So an example would be taking an image and putting it into a dubstep song where everything just kind of joins together and there's a lot of noise going on. It could easily blend in. So then we also have image steganography, which is the one we're going to be going over today. So image steganography, it's basically taking the bits and taking the pixels and putting your data in there. So least significant bit, while it's not prone to visual attacks, this means someone seeing or hearing it, it's still very susceptible to statistical attacks. And so the programs we're going to look at will use statistical graphic analysis to embed data. So the problem we're trying to solve is when you send a message through encryption, you're announcing to your attacker, hey, I have this message, it's important, and here it is. If you think it's worth the time and your resources, you could attack it. And for some people, it is worth the time and the effort. You can end up getting a big payout with it, or you can end up with nothing, but sometimes it's worth the risk, especially when attacking a huge corporation. So our solution for the problem is hiding our messages in plain sight. So this means sending an image or an audio file that isn't easy to find online. For example, a custom picture on your phone, or even using a picture that is easy to find online, such as memes. So we see a lot of people just send it through all sorts of means, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. So, and all of these sources hold would still allow you to keep the embedded file without corrupting it. So when doing my research, I found it was better to use a file I took with my phone. So any picture I took with my phone really worked because the file was larger, and also looked less suspicious. A lot of people, you're not sending your memes through emails or anything like that, so sometimes you do want to send it as an email. This also could incorporate PPG protocols for emails. You could send the key out in a steganographic file, and that allows you to add extra layer security to your PGP emails. So these are some of the programs I use for this project: Stego Suite and StegHide. Stego Suite is a GUI interface, so it has that benefit, but you're only allowed to embed text files into images. It is very simple to use. You upload the image here that you're going to use, the file you're going to embed, and you create a password. You either hit embed or extract, depending what you're doing. So embedding, simple, you're putting your file in. You take the Stego file that was just created, you upload it here, and then you just hit extract after typing in the password, and you're all set. I personally preferred using StegHide. It gave you the option to embed files into audio, which was a nice feature, although it is all done through the command line, so for some people it might be a learning curve. It wasn't really that difficult to use. All you do is type in StegHide and it will give you the manual and all the shortcuts. Next, we're going to be looking at how to use StegHide. Okay, so we're going to be using StegHide on Kali. So I'm going to go over how to do the how to embed a text file into an image. We're going to be using a program called StegHide, which is able to also do audio files. So here we have my regular picture I'm going to use, which is a picture of my dog. I could be sending this to anyone. No one would think anything of it. And then this is the text file we're going to use. Just an example, it's very simple. Hello world. This file is being used for my IASP 470 capstone project by Dr. J. Yoon. My name is Raj. Okay, so we're going to open our terminal. So first let's go to our directory we want. So our pictures file. Let's just look at the StegHide. Am I recording? I am. And see all the commands. So this is an example of everything StegHide could do. Like I said, it could also work very well with audio files, specifically .wav files. So what we're going to do is type in the command StegHide embed -ef. Then we're going to put in the name of the file, so it'll be text.txt, the cover file, so where the text file is getting embedded to, which is bell.jpg, just named it after my dog. And then SF, where the file is going to be creating or outputting to. So for this, we'll just call it bell2.jpg, and then a password. So P, and the password, we're just going to keep it simple, password, enter. Okay, so you could have already seen it happen in the background. We have a second image here. So open them up, compare them. They look exactly the same. There is nothing different about them as far as the human eye could tell. As I'm watching this photo, I don't see anything different. So what we're going to do is use a simple tool, web tool called onlinecomparison.com. So all this is going to do is compare both files and tell us if there's a difference. So I already have the original image uploaded on here. And then if we scroll down, goes down to 1, and then we're going to hit compare. So we see all these little red dots, and if we went through with each color, we would see it. So what this is seeing is this is where the file is basically hidden through the bits on that's stored in there. So this is finding all the differences between the original file and the new file. Obviously, for this to work, you need the new file and the original file. Ideally, you wouldn't be sending out the original file with it. So we just close that. Go to back to the terminal, and now we're going to extract the file from the image. So we're going to use steghide, extract, our steghide file, which we name bell2.jpg, and we're going to turn it into okay, so we selected our file. We're gonna -xf, it works, -xf for the command to extract the file, and we're just gonna call it text-test.txt, and enter. That's gonna ask us to enter the password. So you see it in the background, it just happened. So our files, alright, with our messages are exactly the same. Okay. So things to consider when using steganography: don't use a photo that is readily available, or make sure that it's hard to find the original. If you're using an image that's being commonly dispersed around the internet, it might be harder because there's going to be discrepancy through compression, JPEG compression, when you re-download it each time. You could also use this through apps: WhatsApp, Google Photos, Facebook Messenger. Unfortunately, Twitter you cannot use anymore. It post-processes all images, and as long as the attacker does not see the original photo, they're not going to know. Obviously, there is a small size difference due to compression that could be noted in the video previously. But other than that, to the human eye, they're not going to see it. At a passing glance, when they're trying to just get as much information as possible, they're not going to pay attention to that. They're not going to see it. They're going to be looking for encrypted messages that are being sent from big CEOs to managers. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you watching this video. I also want to point out some problems that came with the sources I found. A lot of them were just more so analyzing the the methods of steganography when I wanted to focus more on security aspects, on the benefits of using steganography to hide your message for security reasons. And it is important to note that there has not been a successful steganography brute force yet, so that's important to mention. So even if you send your file that way and it's unencrypted and the attacker cannot figure out what program you use to embed the file, they won't be able to extract the file. And if they try to brute force it, they're probably going to end up corrupting the embedded message anyway. And if it's encrypted and they somehow guess the correct program, they're going to be out of luck because it's also encrypted. That's more resources and more time for them. And there is, by a certain time, certain information is no longer valuable. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed.